Hello people, and welcome back to part 36 of Beguzia, the Cities Skylines build guide. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. In today's episode, which you've probably already guessed by the title, I wanted to go ahead and work on how we can kind of make a water treatment plant, kind of, a processing centre for all everyone's crap. Recently, the Cities Skylines official YouTube channel did a modded tutorial on this and how you can make kind of a functioning one using lots of different assets. So I thought now would be a good time to show you guys who are playing relatively unmodded how you can kind of replicate that. Obviously not to an incredibly detailed extent like those guys did, because, mods are mods. But still to an extent where you can create a dedicated area for your water treatment and just make it look a little bit more important rather than just kind of, dumping it on the side of a river like we have over here. Like we just kind of have all our water treatment around here and it just kind of, stands out by itself. It looks a little bit random. So we're going to go ahead and work on that today. Before we start work on that, we've done 2 Cities Skylines streams since the last episode. And we've worked on a bunch of stuff, including turning on a couple of our factories here now. We now have the steel plant right by the highway, which looks really cool. And we've also begun work on a small ore area, which is now residing on this side of the island. So stop by for the streams. We're going to be streaming some more tomorrow on Sunday the 12th of January. So stop by for that if you can. It'd be really cool. We had some really interesting chats about what we want in kind of Cities Skylines 2. And, people were getting involved in the detailing and suggesting a bunch of stuff for things we can do in the downtown. Like we redesigned one of the peninsulas over here. And kind of added in the opera house with a little bit of nightlife and entertainment. So it was a really cool stream. We were live for about 2 hours. So try to stop by for the streams if you can. It was really cool to have everyone there and chatting and getting involved with the build guide. But yeah, that's enough self-promotion. Let's go ahead and dive in. So over here by our power production area, see just kind of a little reference as to where we are on the map right now. This is where I'm thinking we're going to put this. So let's go ahead and delete this little fence that we've got on the side. So previously we had the electric car factory here, which has now obviously since been deleted. And we have this canal that doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of here. But I think we're still going to integrate this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock the canal back to probably just a little bit under this bridge. So let's go ahead and grab our canals right here. And let's bring him out to there. I think would be the best spot for him. Now don't worry, your buildings will flood if you're deleting a canal, but it will soon kind of clear up again once the water stabilizes. Okay, so kind of thinking about how I want this area to look. I want kind of a big pit where the water is filtered into, and then it's going to flow down and actually out into the river. So that should be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and have a look at our terraforming tools. And I'm going to take the ditch. And then we're just going to make a very, very small dent. Probably something like that. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the level terrain tool. And then we're going to click out from the bottom. Let's bring the brush size down just a touch. And then just kind of, let's have a little play with what we want this area to look like. Let's see, can we delete this power line without ruining the city? No, we can't, but maybe we can hook this up temporarily somewhere else for right now, just so we can delete it because it is a little bit in the way at the moment. Okay. Also tomorrow on Sunday there will be a new series up on the channel, Cities Skylines modular build, so don't forget to check that out. It's kind of more of a mini series about little kind of very tiny micro builds we can use in cities. And how to kind of make them, use different assets to make different areas. So let me know what you guys think about that. It should be up, I think 7 in the morning it's scheduled to go out, and it is already recorded. Okay, let's bring this guy right up to the edge of the lemonade factory, which I suppose is an appropriate factory for a sewage area. Okay. I want to leave a little bit of room for some roads as well. So let's go ahead and bring this guy level as best as we can get him up to there. Okay, so that should be a nice sewage pit. Let's go ahead and hook the canal into this area. Let's make sure my snapping is off. And we'll bring him just into there. Okay. So we'll see how these guys, yeah, they're all shallow canals, so we should be good. Okay, so let's place in our first kind of feature here. So the first thing I want to build is going to be the eco water treatment plant. So this is the same as the water drain pipe and water treatment plant. It serves the same purpose. It throws raw sewage into the water. The only difference being is that the eco water treatment plant doesn't throw any pollution out. It only throws away kind of dirty water, clean water, if you like. So it's not going to pollute our water, which is going to be very handy. Let's have this one here. And then let's see how that's looking. Are they a little bit too close together maybe? Let's bring this guy a little further along. Maybe we'll just have two in here actually. Two won't be enough to cope with the city's demand of water pollution, but we will be able to add in some more water treatment elsewhere in the city in due time. So we'll see how it goes. So we just want to make sure right now that the water that's going to fill this area up isn't going to flood the rest of the city. It should. Hopefully my calculations actually exit via the canal, which is kind of the point that I wanted to go for here. So let's have a little look at maybe some of the other services we can get in here. We do have a pumping service as well. This thing is a fair old size, and I'm wondering if maybe we can actually fit this in here. Let's terraform the land a little more and see where we can possibly squeeze this in. Let's kind of push a corner out here. Maybe actually all the way up until the canal. That should be good. Let's see if we can squeeze this in here now. So let's wait for that water to subside and we should be able to place. So the pumping service comes with the Natural Disasters DLC. It's $1,600 a week to upkeep and $100,000 to place initially. The pumping service has a fleet of vacuum trucks that are sent out when there are flooded buildings in the city. And the trucks travel across the location as close as they can. And upon encountering water, they'll fill their tanks with it, and then that'll be kind of brought back to the pumping station. Obviously, we are playing without disasters on, so a tsunami won't happen for us. So it's not really a concern, it's really just for aesthetics. Let's kind of have a little look at how we're looking from the roadside here. So again, this is going to fit in with our nice industrial area. And I just really want this water to go away. It shouldn't be too long. Any moment now. So I wonder if we can actually upgrade this to a wide canal. I don't know if we'll have the room for it. Oh, it's only that road that's in the way apparently. Let's go for a wide and see how that affects the water. It should just help suck in a little bit more. It should be okay. Okay, let's see if we can place that building in right now. It's still giving me cannot build on water. That's because we still have a little bit of water here. Okay, that's fine. We'll work on something else while we wait for that to clear up. Let's go ahead and grab a dirt road. So I do want a little bit of road network in here. Obviously, it's totally pointless. The roads through here won't ever get used because there's no zoning and there's no reason for any sims to come down here. But I still want it as like a little, almost like maintenance track. Someone in real life would come down here. And I'm thinking maybe we can almost extend the dirt road with a little bit of a dirt path maybe. So it is just like a little access road for maintenance and stuff. Let's bring this up to the highway. And we can get this in. Let's have him in there. And obviously he will need to be hooked up to the water pipe network as well, so we'll do that. Okay. So that's going to give us, I think we definitely need a fence up alongside. And I think, again, the most industrial looking fence is always the oil industry fences. So let's go ahead and try and work with that. Can we get this in without blocking the road or the path? We'll break the path a little bit there, but I think that's okay. We can rebuild that in. Now let's bring the fence up to here. And again, we'll just bring this all the way around. So, you know, if you ever kind of see a real-life water sewage treatment plant, they are really quite secure areas, obviously, because they are quite dangerous. Let's get rid of that zone in there. That doesn't really make sense there anymore. And then again, we'll do the same thing on this side. Just making sure that our sims don't accidentally stumble in to the raw sewage. Okay, so right now it's all flowing out. There's a random rock here in the middle. Oh well, maybe we can just leave him in there. Okay, so let's have a look at what other buildings we have to work with. We do also have the tank reservoir as well. Now I would quite like to get this in, and maybe we could actually have this along here. So let's terraform again a little bit. It's all about just finding out what spaces we have to work with, and again, it will kind of mess up the flow of the water, but you know, don't worry too much about it. So let's just kind of bring this in, and maybe we can actually make this just a little bit deeper, and that's going to kind of make the edges a lot harsher. Again, so now you know it will fill to a certain limit, and then actually flow out through the canal. So it's almost like an overspillway, although the path has got a little bit messed up. So we'll rebuild that with a little bit of bridge. That might be quite nice. Let's go ahead and bring our elevation step down and have our snapping on. And then we'll bring him out to there. And I wonder, can we get... We can actually get a bridge straight across over here. And I wonder, can we squeeze through? A little bit of a gap here. And then actually hook him up. Let's turn our snapping off because we're working with really close quarters here. And then have him up there. Rework this fence slightly. So you can just kind of see, using a whole bunch of different assets from the DLCs, we can really make an area feel a hell of a lot more fancy. You don't have to play with mods. Maybe let's get a little tree in that corner. Just a small one maybe. Oh no, not a brush size. Let's go for a couple of little ones like that. Okay. So let's have a look at that tank reservoir right now. So we can get him in right here. So let's go ahead and hook him up. Obviously you can make the area for this a lot bigger if you like. Let's kind of delete these random pathways. Actually, can we delete this water pipe through the middle? I don't think it's actually serving anybody, is it? No, it isn't. Okay. So yeah, if you want to make this a lot bigger and grander, then by all means you can go ahead and just kind of work with a much bigger space and add more of these assets in. A lot of the natural disaster DLC assets are pretty cool looking. Do we add that path back in? No, we didn't. Let's go ahead and do that now. And then we'll hook him up just there. And then again, I think I want to continue that fence all the way around, kind of the perimeter of the buildings and the road. So let's kind of get... let's turn angle snapping off just for right now. So it's saying we can't build on water, so that's fine. Let's bring it up to where we can build it. And then we should be able to squeeze one in here. And then hook him up right to there. Although I may want to put some buildings here first, actually. So we also have a couple of fresh water outlets. So for console players who obviously don't have access to the water sources mod, that comes with more beautification, which is what we use to make, our lake here and over here as well. That's two water source is placed, you can actually get access to fresh water to make a little lake via the freshwater outlets. Again, these are natural disaster DLC assets. So let's go ahead and place in a couple of freshwater outlets. So I'm not really bothered for the fact that these are actually going to be producing fresh water. Again, it's all aesthetics. Let's have 2 of those. And again, we can have maybe a little maintenance path that's just going to come off and kind of service these guys. Have one up there. And then we can fill these out with some details as well, which will be probably today's ending time-lapse, I imagine. And then that's just going to fill it out. So is there anything else I really want? Maybe a water tower. Let's have a couple of water towers in here. So, you know, kind of similar to the way we did with the nuclear power complex, we used a bunch of different individual assets to make a power area. I think to have something similar for our water treatment is going to work really nicely as well. So already we're looking pretty sweet. I'm happy with this so far. Be interesting to see if we actually get any people walking across the walkway here. I doubt they will, because it just kind of, there's no real reason for people to walk from here to here. They might take the bus. I'm pretty sure that there is a bus line here. No, there isn't. There used to be. I must have deleted that, but no problem. Okay. So I think, guys, we're going to go ahead and dive into a little detailing time-lapse. Let's place some nice kind of industrial-looking props around here. And we'll come back and see what we look like towards the end of the episode. So I will speak to y'all in a moment. Okay guys, that is going to do it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, a like below is very much appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. Hopefully you guys can see how you can combine a bunch of the different water assets to create a dedicated water treatment plant within your city without using too many mods. The console players will struggle to replicate the little detailed yards that we've got going on. But you can improvise and just kind of maybe flesh it out with trees like I have here with some nice overgrowth and rocks and different trees just to line it up. You can certainly be creative with it. And this industrial area is really starting to come together now, especially with the addition of this water treatment plant right up alongside the road here. And we actually do have some cars using the dirt road to turn around, which is adding a nice little bit of purpose to it and a little bit more life to the area as well. Don't forget to check out the new series on Sunday of modular builds. I'd be keen to see what you guys think about it, and if you have any requests for it, I'd be more than happy to do it. And don't forget to check out the channel update video where you can find out where we'll be live streaming Cities Skylines alongside some Total War as well. Otherwise guys, that is going to be it. I'll leave you alone. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll speak to you all in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day.